Today I'm going to talk about how to make buttonholes using my Viking Freesia machine. Choose a button or buttons based on the size recommended on your commercial pattern or based on where the buttons are going to go on the piece that you are making. If you have a button band that's fairly narrow, you'll need smaller buttons. If you want a button that is discreet, you will also want a small button that is probably the same color as what you're sewing. Or if you want a nice big statement button, then choose that. There's no law that says your buttons have to match. Measure the button. This one that I'm working with is between 1 1/8 and 1 1/4, which would make it 1 3/16 wide. I have this demonstration piece folded because you will almost always have at least 2 layers when you are making a buttonhole, sometimes 3 or 4 or more. So I'm going to mark on the material where I want my buttonhole to be. And use the straight edge here to draw a line. I'm using just like a regular pen here because first of all, this is a demonstration. And second of all, it won't be shown on the outside because I will have thread all over it. It will be completely covered. You may, if you so choose, use a air off pen or pencil or water wash off pen. One of those iron off pens, those are neat. Or sometimes I just mark with pins where I want to start and where I want to stop. For the purposes of demonstration, I have my machine threaded up in a contrasting color. We are going to select whatever buttonhole number is your machine, and on mine, on my Viking Freesia, it's a 14. On my machine, buttonholes start closest to me and then move backwards to start, then over, then forwards. So to start, I will set my needle down so that this center line on my foot is lined up with the line because the line that we drew needs to be in the center. It is important to make sure that we start the buttonhole at or even just a hair in front of the line. Put the foot down. Hold on to the thread so it doesn't make a nest. And begin to sew. We don't need to force the fabric through the machine, but I do hold it gently just to make sure that it goes where I want it to go and that it actually goes through. I try not to go too fast on the buttonholes because I feared that I may overshoot if I do that. And when we get to the very end of the line, or even a hair past it, come over here, push the back arrow. This will tell the machine that it's time to turn around. And as you can see, it's making the end tack, and now we're going forwards. And when we get back, we push the back arrow again. This tells the machine that it's time to finish the buttonhole and make the final tack. And then we can pull it away. As it is now, this is what the top looks like. This is what the bottom looks like. I am going to trim off these threads because we don't need them. And then I'm going to cut the buttonhole open. I do this by folding it in half and making a little slit. Using really small scissors is very helpful. I recommend having a small pair of scissors. And I will cut all the way to the end tack, but not through it. Absolutely do not cut through it, or you will have completely wasted your whole buttonhole, your whole thing you're making. Just don't do it. Don't cut through it. Here we have a finished buttonhole. Can I button a button through it? Yes. Yes, I can. Like and subscribe if you want more button content. Ta-da! Buttonholes are also handy for threading the drawstring of various things such as pajamas or hoodies.